Millennials, what do you want to get off your chest? We went through puberty during the advent of high-speed internet. I'm proud of how we handled that. We are all proud on this blessed day. I'm tired of having to be certified in everything to do something. People from the 80s just had to apply themselves. We have to apply ourselves and stand out in a sea of competition. Haha, even some entry-level administrative positions require certification. Pretty soon I'll need a dang graduate degree to work the drive-through window. Some days I'm afraid I chose to study engineering more to make money rather than because it's something I'm passionate about it, which could result in me having an unfulfilling career wishing I had chosen something else. Me too, man. But the more I think about it, I'd much rather be solving problems creatively than working in accounting or something. About $30,000 worth of student loan debt. I'd kill to have $30,000 worth of student loan debt. I'm more in the range of $100,000 plus. Sigh. The new American dream is to find a job you somewhat like for the next 40 plus years that pays decent, has benefits, and allows you to not be in debt. I'm tired of the millennials are entitled and need participation trophies bulls argument from baby boomers. You gave us trophies because you couldn't handle that little Jimmy wasn't a superstar and couldn't win anything for you to show off to your baby boomer friends. We all hated participation trophies anyway. I threw all mine away. I'm Gen Z, and I honestly don't like getting medals for being in first place when no one else in my gender and age group showed up. I hated participation trophies as a kid. I felt like they were saying, well, you tried. Better luck next time. Inheriting a house will probably be the only way that I will be able to get out of a rental property. Then I will wait to be fricked by the property taxes here. Stop calling me a fricking millennial like it's a slur. The most infuriating thing about using millennial as a slur is that oftentimes people are actually referring to Gen Z. I'm glad we're killing industries left and right. Most of them are based on bulls anyway. I'm not obligated to get ripped off at them all, fulfill the expectation that I will spend a ton on a diamond for my wife or pay casual dining chains premium prices for crap food. Frick them. Frick that. Glad to be alive to watch them all burn. Frick housing prices. That is all. A crash is coming in Canada. Saving now to snatch up a foreclosure. No dad, I will not get a full-time job in my field. Why? Because I've busted my butt to build a freelance portfolio strong enough that I make more money than I would full-time. Your life may be based around the almighty dollar, but mine isn't. I want a content life a heck of a lot more than any full-time job. I freaking hate working. Why? Because I'm surrounded by fucksticks that think business today is ran the same as it was 50-70 years ago. Also because some people feel they were put on the planet to work instead of live. I'm alienating everyone in my life because I work too long. My family thinks I couldn't be bothered to spend time with them. My friends think the same as well. But I need to grind out to be able to establish my career. However, working 14-15 hours days for what equates out to minimum wage is destroying my finances, stressing me the frick out, and every single day gets more depressing by the minute. I were to thank the people that managed to frick entire generations by adding sugar to everything, even friggin' water. Look at this rich guy and his sugar. All I get is high fructose corn syrup in my water. The crushing weight of knowing my taxes are going to pay for an unprepared health system to deal with an aging population, the same population that is staying in the workforce longer, keeping us from getting jobs to pay those taxes. Also, it's not that hard to use an iPhone. If I can work it out, so can you. Don't have to pay taxes if you don't have an income. Taps Temple. My cat has crystals forming in his bladder. It's infuriating because to hospitalize him it'll cost at least $1,000 that I just don't have, and vets don't make payment plans. Luckily the vet took pity on my for literally crying in front of them and did a catheter to clear his urethra and gave me some meds for free. With a diet change he is doing way better, but it's scary as frick and he isn't out of the woods yet. We need to stop producing plastic. I shouldn't have gone to college. I should have found a trade and stuck with it. I would be in much better financial shape if I did. Exact same thing here. The only people I know who are my age and have decent jobs work in some kind of trades. normally CNC machining, and one works in a nut and bolt factory. I was fed the same BS as everyone else. You have to go to college. You don't want to end up a plumber. I never connected the dots that one of my dad's best friends has made a living for 40 years as a plumber. I'm curious to know what the older generations are getting out of writing these constant articles about what crap decisions we make and how lazy we are. Why we won't leave our parents' homes. I have a business degree. My fiancé is a lawyer. My education is paid off, and we're working on his. I've worked 2 jobs since I came home from college. We don't go on vacations. We cook food at home, cut corners everywhere we can. My ring was gifted to us by a godmother and we drive old cars. The issue is we're paid so little that we couldn't afford to live in a studio apartment and pay utilities, eat, pay car insurance, contribute to our 401ks and save to eventually purchase a home. There would be no safety net fund. We'd be scrapping by, painfully, and only maybe making minimums on his loans. So I'm not sure why choosing to live with our parents while we climb out of student debt and save for a down payment is considered lazy or childish. We certainly don't want to live with them, but mathematically we don't have much of a choice. I'm curious to know what the older generations are getting out of writing these constant articles about what crap decisions we make and how lazy we are. Sometimes you gotta crap on someone else when there's no other way to cover for your own mistakes. Gen Z aren't millennials. If you remember 9/11 happening during your youth, you're a millennial. If it happened when you were a young adult, you're Gen X. If you learned about it as a piece of American history, you're Gen Z. I'm 36 and I'm whatever someone feels like calling me on that day, apparently. First, I am a millennial. I started washing dishes in a mom and pop restaurant when I was 13. That was 17 years ago and I have held a steady job ever since. I moved out of my parents when I was 18 and have supported myself through that steady work alone. I do not own a home, or a new car, or 20 credit cards, and that seems to be an issue for a lot of people. For a very long time in the US, success was measured by the things you had. That ideal is fading and it's making a lot of people very nervous. Millennials are not buying new cars or purchasing new homes at the rate of previous generations. We are a generation that values experiences over possessions, and that scares a lot of people. I feel that a lot of the hate that's thrown at millennials is due to this. We live in a country ruled and governed by capitalism. A detachment from material things weakens that rule because being able to keep people wanting things is what gives them power. We have it, you want it. Keep working and maybe you'll get it. It's an idea that powered our economy for a very long time and it's becoming antiquated. I'm also a millennial. I've been out of my grandparents' house for almost 5 years, but have been renting the entire time. They thought I was throwing money away until they went to move out of the house they've been in since 1994. After seeing how the home buying process has changed in the last 23 years, they no longer give me crap. This shirt, but HR said I'd get in trouble if I did it again. I'm too hot for my shirt. I was born in 1985. I struggled with years of poverty before making full-time with the postal service, making decent money. I graduated college and it barely affected my prospects at all. My mother, when she was 19, got drunk and joined the army after dropping out of college. She had a house and vehicle paid off before I was born. Nobody over the age of 40 gets to say crap about responsibility to us. I hate how some people assume it's just so easy to get a great paying job, especially while you're in college. I live in a relatively small college city, 40,000 people, and unless you're a professor, lecturer, or otherwise work for the university, your choices for work are essentially A. fast food, B. retail, and even those jobs are hard to come by. But a lot of people, especially older generations, just think I'm lazy and don't want to work. No, actually, I'd freaking love a 30-40 hour week job paying a decent wage. But that doesn't exist here unless you're working for the school. And I'll love hearing this little gem too. Walk in, speak to the manager, shake his hand, and give him your resume in person. There's a very good reason 99.9% of places do their hiring online. It saves time and money. The last time I tried doing the above, the manager didn't even accept my resume and just said to apply online. I'm at the point where I'm donating plasma and selling my stuff just to buy food. I hate how some people assume it's just so easy to get a great paying job, especially while you're in college. I hate how they assume it's easy to get a great paying job after college, or even graduate school. My crippling debt. I really do enjoy avocado toast. I did a tour in Afghanistan from 2011 to 2012 and it was brutal. I lost several friends to overly horrific events. I remember more than one occasion digging through the back of a wrecked truck trying to find the matching body parts of friends I knew so we could send them home in one piece. I still remember what it was like to have to tap into my inner monster just to survive the ordeal. Now I'm out of the military and going back to college on the GI Bill of 30. I'm trying to reintegrate back into society, but I feel that due to my past experiences and things I've gone through, I'll never be able to relate to normal people again. But you can't unsee what you've already seen, and you can't unsee the things you've done to other people in order to survive. I've lost the ability to empathize with people having a bad day, and I don't know how to accept the help given to me. I really loathe the way the 50s has been entrenched as the best decade of America by all political groups. It was a flaming disaster of a decade. The bright lights you see from it today are the fires as Europe tried to stay warm during their rebuilding into a functional civilization. So of course the US has tried to keep that decade's policies alive. Unpopular optimism. When our cohort gets to be the peak power ages 50-70, we are going to know so much more than previous generations did about each other and about the world. I think we will be better stewards of society and the planet because of how easily and habitually we see the interconnections of people and nature. It won't be everybody, but there will be more of us that understand what life is like for vastly different people than there ever has been before. I hope that this cultivates a sense of empathy and shared responsibility beyond what previous generations were capable of at those ages. Baby boomers don't seem to give a single solitary frick about the well-being of others. They got theirs. They don't care if you get yours. No house, healthcare, or living wages. Sucks to be you. Pop retired at 60 and is still living in his $300k house that he bought for $80k, supported by Social Security, Medicare, and dividends from his company-sponsored retirement plan. And anyone who can't become successful nowadays obviously has too little work ethic and too much avocado toast. I'm seriously considering what an economical or ecological collapse looks like for my children. I don't even know where to start. You baby boomers aren't freaking special and stop trying to act like you've got the world figured out. Because of you guys we were dealt a crappy hand at birth. Baby boomers, I paid my way through college with my summer job. You guys have it so easy. Also baby boomers, makes college literally 1,000 times more expensive. I remember using a phone that was attached to a wall. I remember using floppy disks. I remember playing outside with my friends. I remember not being glued to a device 24/7. I'm 20. It's annoying when older people think we didn't know what life was like before technology became popular. Dear older generations, you cannot accuse millennials of killing industries when you guys caused the economic crashes that murdered businesses left, right, and center. Also, stop accusing us of entitlement and selfishness for wanting a well-paid job with reasonable hours that lets us afford our own flats houses. I don't want kids. Don't tell me it'll change or I'll want a family when I get older. I don't want kids. That hasn't changed for years. The ironic thing is, they will complain about the wife, husband and kids constantly. So many things. First off, I hate being clumped into the stereotypical depiction of a millennial. I hate people assuming I am a princess who doesn't know how to do anything for herself. Sure, there are a ton of things I do not know how to do, which I ask for help with so I can learn to do it myself. But suddenly me not knowing how to do certain things turns me into a spoiled princess because I ask my father to help me? It's not like I am asking him how I freaking fold my clothes. I ask for help managing my freaking student loans and how to properly use a credit card. Second off, I'm sorry I freaking care about the environment. I am not going to necessarily follow the traditional American dream path like my parents. Get married, buy a house, stay at the same job for life, have a bunch of kids, buy a new car. Older people look at me like crazy that my husband and I would rather rent and go on vacations than buy a house, settle down, and have kids. Those things may come eventually, but for now I'm happy doing my own thing. Everybody's talking about war, the conflicts in other countries, and political drama. I honestly have no idea what the frick is going on. If somebody could sum it all up, that'd be pretty nice. I'm pretty ashamed that I'm 28 and living with my parents. I've got a marketable degree and I work full time. Between bills for school and low pay, it's hard to get even a studio apartment. I just want a shot at life. I'm pretty resentful that I was told a college degree would be a ticket to success. If I ever have kids, I'm going to encourage them to consider the trades. I'll also probably be less judgmental of younger generations, because I know what it's like to get so much crap for being a millennial. Right now my bra corset's pinching me. Not wearing bras is trendy right now. Quote mode. Staying together for the kids. End quote mode. Don't worry fellow millennials, when the previous generations die, we will get to rewrite the history books and I am certain we will uncover some unsavory information that will make the current lambasting of our generation seem quaint. I'm sick of going to stores and seeing a single cashier working at the registers, or going to a restaurant and seeing a single goddamn server working all 40 tables. I'm sick of getting crap service and I'm sick of thinking about the poor people who are getting worked to death just because companies have discovered it's okay to overwork one person and pay them a crappy wage, instead of hiring 2 people to work normally and pay them respectable wages. I can't imagine how selfish the people at these companies would have to be to promote such awful treatment of staff, simply to satisfy their shareholders. It's all about money, 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 FFS. I hope there's a huge reckoning for all these butthole corporations one day. I have my popcorn ready. Not much, but I get my wisdom teeth out in a half an hour and I'm scared shitless. I'm so tired of baby boomers Gen X people getting on my case as to why I don't have kids or why I'm not married. 1. I don't need a child to give meaning to my life. My job gives enough meaning to my life, Linda. 2. I wouldn't want to settle for less than what I deserve and end up in a crap marriage with someone who treats me like garbage. Linda, you frickin' butt. Linda sounds like an butt. If a group of lazy, ignorant, and selfish kids can destroy your country as I've heard it put so many times, then you built a pretty crappy country. The children now love luxury, they have bad manners, contempt for authority, they show disrespect for elders and love chatter in place of exercise. Socrates, this crap ain't new bruh. The funniest part of this is that plenty of luxury brands are dying because millennials are either too poor or too financially literate to buy, for instance, designer handbags. You've been visited by luckiest pig in the world. Comment lucky piggy below to get some of his luck. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.